So what was the year? So they go into the ark on the 10th of Mar Cheshvan. They go in. The rain started on the 17th of Mar Cheshvan for 40 days and 40 nights. But then for another 150 days, the water was still rising until the 1st of Sivan. And then it was on the first day of the month of Av that he actually opened the window and let the dove go out. And all this time, the sages tell us that during that year that he was on the ark, he never slept, because he was actually hand-feeding all the animals, each according to their schedule.
Yeah.
You know, like when you do a Zoom, and you'd have to do it like Eastern time, Central time, Mountain time, Pacific time, GMT, Asian time. It's not easy to get everybody together at the same time. It's different time for everybody. But so all the animals were eating at different times. And Noach had like all the food for everybody, for all the different animals, and he would go around and feed each animal at the appointed time. And so he never got a chance to sleep. And I'm sure you're familiar with the very famous story that the Midrash tells, that there was one particular creature. I forgot what it was exactly. It
was either a unicorn or the fiery bird. I can't think of the phoenix. I think it was one of those.
I can't remember. I thought it was more like a salamander, like something small. But anyway.
Oh. Okay.
Whatever it was, there was this certain animal, and it was like malnourished and starving because there was nothing that it would eat, and he was so worried. He was so worried about this animal. And then one day he was standing near the animal, and he was like cutting up a fruit for another animal, and a worm fell out, and he grabbed it and ate it. And that's how he discovered that this type of worm that this animal wanted, and then he let some of the fruit go bad so that it would have worms in it. All this just to say, again, it's not just a children's tale or an anecdote, but it's telling us something about his chesed. And that's part of the secret as to why Adam was forbidden from eating meat, and meat only became permissible to humanity from Noah on.
Yeah.
And the reason for that actually is because he was so compassionate and so understanding and so close to the soul of all the animals on the ark, that on a spiritual level, on a soul level, he made some sort of acquisition so that he deserved it in a way. And this is like wild in a way, this idea, because one might think that, well, eating meat is like a very brutal kind of savage thing. You know, that's certainly how a vegetarian reacts, you know. So, like, what does that mean? Like, he was on the ark, he was taking care of the animals, and now he can eat them? But what does this show us? It shows us that one who eats meat truly has to be of a mindset and of a place in his heart where he really has a reverence and a certain kind of symmetry on a spiritual level with the animal world. That's why he was permitted to eat meat, because after having gone through all that experience, there was something about him now that was fueled and driven by compassion and understanding. And if you don't have that, then you can't eat meat. That's a big open question mark for a lot of people to think about.
Yeah. Well, Avraham Avinu, who sat in the years after the flood, sat when he was a young man. Avraham Avinu sat at Noah's table, and we know that Noah and Shem lived. Well, we know what Shem lived 600 years after the flood, I think, and then Noah lived up until the time of Avraham, and the sages tell us that when Avraham heard this account of the extreme kindness that Noah showed the animals in the ark, he reasoned within himself. He said, if someone like Noah could be that kind to animals, how much kinder should we be towards each other? Which made him this well of hospitality and kindness towards others, which is what he was known for.